One looks interesting. Black Panel Press. I'm not really sure who they are, but apparently a small press comic book company launches GoFundMe after Diamond Comics bankruptcy. Uh, so Black Panel launched the GoFundMe after Diamond declared their bankruptcy and stopped paying them. You got to get paid around here, people. So save Black Panel Press. They got a video here. Maybe we'll watch it here in a second. But let's read the article first. Comic book publishers Black Panel Press, based in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. By there you go.
That's not
So
far from you.
Really? Well, my good friend Gene lives in St. John's, and I have lots of relatives in that
Gene.
area. Yeah, Gene's right in the heart of it, so he'll probably know something about this. Shout out to Gene if you're out there. St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm a half Newfie myself, so I kind of know the area. Yeah.
Thundering Jesus.
Lord Thunder and Jesus. My mother's
Lord
Newfie.
Thunder and
I am your stereotypical mix of Newfie moves to Ontario, marries someone, and has a kid.
That's right.
Because they all went out there for work, way back in the 70s and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarborough, man. Shout out to you. Based in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, in 2017, started with the goal of bringing exceptional international titles to North America and have sold over 12,000 copies of 24 different books. So we are talking small press, small print runs, but as a result of the Diamond Comics announcement of the Chapter 11 bankruptcy and suspension of all payments to publishers, they are in a pickle, like Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty. Before they even get hit with the currently on hold Canadian to USA tariffs, as a result, they have launched a GoFundMe to make sure we don't lose our publishing house, Andrew Batno said of Black Press Publishing. Also states, and here we go, official statement here. After the best year in company's history, over 5,000 books sold and receiving the prestigious JLG Gold Selection and Shadows for the Ice, our distributor Diamond Comics has filed for bankruptcy, owing us, and get this one, 28,000 American dollars.
Yep.
I would like to see 28,000 American dollars for this project that we're doing right now. We need that money to pay our authors' royalties and print our upcoming titles. This is it, man. And everything else that goes into running a business. We have a plan to set things back on course, but we need help to get us through the next few months. After that period, either Diamond will stabilize or we'll have new distribution. Everyone is on the hunt, man. Every single publisher is looking. This company has been a labor of love for 7 years, John, years. We publish books by creators from all over the world, many of whom have told me how no other publisher were interested in their books. Comics are important. We need them. We need more of them, not less. Right now, as of this article, they have raised $4,085 against a $5,000 target from 41 donations. So shout out to them for doing that. Here's a list of all their titles. They got, I'll just read a few of these. The Lake, Wretched, Pillbug Story, Illegal Cargo, Al Capone, Gore, My First Pandemic. that should be an interesting one. Dumpster Fire, which is this entire YouTube show. Queer in Asia, Ancient Astronauts, and so much more. They have a list of comics that are about to publish here as well. Here's a look at some of the covers for some of these books. Maybe you guys can take a look. Go to the GoFundMe. I'm sure if you look for Black Panel Press, you will find it. But Phil, to throw the ball to you for a second, this is just another example of the dominoes all starting to fall. All these small publishers, facing the wrath of the bankruptcy. They don't have a home. They don't have distribution. Phil, what's your take on all this? So we haven't really talked much, you and I, about this situation.
Yeah, because it's not usually, in my purview as much, just being freelance colorist. But, I didn't, it's like, were they only distributing through Diamond? Nobody was doing direct sales. Nobody was doing Kickstarters for this stuff. And
I'm sure they were. That's it wasn't enough, right?
Why aren't these people? I see this. What's the other one? Blood Moon. Larry?
Yeah, I think so. Blood
You
Moon.
know, it's like, why are they like all of a sudden they like Blood Moon? It's like, well, we're pausing, we're done for right now. It's like, why aren't people looking at other distribution methods, whether it's digital to get them through this mess until this gets fucking worked out? Or why aren't they checking with Massive and that using that as a possibility? I mean, were they strictly so stuck into Diamond that once Diamond's going this way that they're just, they have no other recourse other than to just stop?
Well, I mean, crowdfunding is an option, but I'm sure that all these individual creators have probably done their own crowdfunding before they went to this publisher. Kind of much
Yeah.
in the same vein that, we published Nyobi, self-published Nyobi with Kickstarter, as we're doing right now, by the way. And then, bring our books to a publisher and then go into the system. Locke, what's your take on all this, brother?
Well, a lot of the small press company, I don't think like going to Lunar and all that stuff, they're gonna get accepted and stuff. So they go to the one that will accept their books and stuff. And Diamond's been grabbing up whatever, right? Because Diamond is the place to be. Everybody wants to be. Remember, we grew up that we want to be in the catalog. We want to be in all this other stuff. And a lot of the time, most of these small press places, you have to remember they're like 1, 2 people. It's not like they have 20 people running around, right? I mean, even what IDW has less than 20 people running the facility,
Yeah, I have no
and that,
idea.
yeah. So the or or even Dynamite and all that stuff, right? That's what I see it as, and Diamond is the cheap solution. And when Diamond orders stuff, they order and they fulfill it, right? There's when they sign the contracts, then they're hoping the books would sell whatever it is that they're going to sell, right? And it gets and Diamond declare bankruptcy. So the people that will get their money first is the big one with the lawyers, right? These big companies that can come in and they have all their lawyers and stuff. They'll get whatever they can. Then at the bottom is all these small companies, and they're not going to get a dime. They're just going to have to walk away, and that's what I see it as. This is one of those tragic moment where the collapse of the comic book industry as we know it. But but also Bleeding Cool mentioned that there's going to be Diamond's distribution is going to be their assets going to be up for auction, and I think in March, if I'm reading correctly. And there'll be like Lunar will probably jump in and buy just what they need, because a lot of these companies when it's like what can make them the money, right? Because that's really
Show
what.
me
I,
the money,
I
Phil.
I've
Yeah,
seen I've seen some of what it has to do with Lunar, and I did not realize it was the same with Diamond. But back home in Fort Wayne, they had one of the biggest warehouses right in my hometown, and had no
yeah,
clue. And it's the same with Lunar. I read up on them recently, and I see why they're kind of slow to pull on new stuff. They
yeah,
just actually established in like 2020 when the initial Diamond stuff happened after the lockdowns and stuff. So they're still growing. They just moved into a new warehouse just out
yeah,
on the edge of town in one of the suburbs into a much larger warehouse. So it's basically they're just going through growing pains right now
yeah,
already since 2020, 4 or 5 years ago. So that's my guess of why they're not taking on as much right now. They don't want to overload themselves before they're ready to be able to handle all
yeah.
that coming
I
through.
think they're working out their logistics, and they're looking at Diamond distribution for either these companies are going in and they don't want to buy all of Diamond. I think they're just looking to buy pieces that they need to make advantage of. Like somebody will go in and say, "Look, I like the distribution channel. Diamond has already built this. I'm gonna buy that, right? I'm
Right.
gonna fix it or whatever the stuff." Another company will come in and says, "We just want to do toy lines. That's all we
They're
want
just
to
going
do."
to cannibalize it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm sure there's other stuff on the books that aren't that we can't see, right? I mean,
You
that's
can't
what
see me.
Yeah, exactly,
Doo,
right?
doo,
And
doo,
I think
doo.
that's the case from that perspective. It's kind of like vultures, right? Coming in and grabbing what they need. And this will be the death of Diamond. And even if Diamond survive in a small way, it won't come back as what it used to be. It might take like another 20 years or something, maybe less, if somebody like, somebody with a lot of money come in and like just buy them outright. But again, I don't see that happening. I see for us as indie creator, there might be a 2 year of just Kickstarter, some sort of crowdfunding kind of comic book kind of thing until this Diamond situation, and there'll be a clear winner, right, coming out. And I'm hoping that with this, that there'll be enough companies out there to actually take over that Diamond section, so there'll be more competitive. So that's when the market will open up, and maybe by that time, comic will come back to what they are. But I don't see it. Like,
Well, let's see the video. Let's see what this guy says. Let's
sure.
tails of the tape here. Here we go.
Hi, and welcome to the GoFundMe campaign for Black Panel Press. This is Black Panel Press, or at least many of the books that we published over the last couple of years. So it's an independent graphic novel publisher based in St. John's, Newfoundland. And I started the company back in 2017. And we publish international graphic literature by creators from all over the world. Right now, we need your help because our distributor, Diamond Comic Distributors, who is the largest distributor of comics in English language comics in the world, has recently filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they owe us about $28,000. So that was a really big and unexpected loss in revenue. We really needed that money to be able to pay our artists. We owe our artists royalties of almost $5,000. And we want to make sure that they get paid for their work. And we also need funds to be able to print our upcoming books that we've committed to, all the new releases that are coming in 2025 and 2026. We'd all appreciate if you could consider donating a few dollars to help save Black Panel Press. I know I'll be grateful. Many of the artists that we work with will be grateful. And that'll help us to continue operations and publishing amazing graphic novels. Thank you very much.
My name is Paul Tucker. I'm a comic book artist based in St. John's, Newfoundland, which is also where Andrew and Black Panel Press are based. I just wanted to send out a quick note to support him during this tricky time. I've known him a few years and have been really, really impressed by how he runs his business, his love for comics, his eye for talent, and yeah, it's just been really cool to have a publisher like Black Panel coming out of Newfoundland. Our scene here is starting to grow. We've got lots of cool artists making awesome work, and it's great to have someone on the publishing side also based here. So it'd be a real shame to lose that. So I'm asking you, if you can, to help out and get Andrew and Black Panel through this rough spot in the road. That would be awesome, and we can look forward to more really cool books coming out of Black Panel.
Hi, my name is Eric Glickman, and I'm the creator of the epic graphic novel Camp Pakawakni and the Dynamite Summer of '77 from Black Panel Press. And I'm here because Black Panel Press, through no fault of their own, is in some financial straits at the moment. Very long story short, Diamond Distribution, who distributes all the comics from Black Panel Press, has filed for bankruptcy. And what this means is that they are not paying publishers at the moment, and they're not in turn paying comic creators at the moment. And Diamond owes Black Panel Press a shit ton of money. And I just believe so much in the power of comics, and Black Panel Press feels the same way. They are a huge champion of comic creators, cartoonists, independent voices. They put books out into the world that are unique and wonderful and magical. And I would just love that they're able to keep their doors open. So if you're able, I don't know, throw them a few shekels. Let's see what we can do to keep this great company going for just, a few months till they get their head back up above water, things work themselves out. And yeah, I really appreciate it. I know times are tough, but it'd be great if you could help out.
Hi, my name is Jamison O'Done, and I'm an author and illustrator publishing with Black Panel Press. Done 2 books with them, My First Pandemic and The Last Starry Night. Both are graphic novels. Recently, many people have heard that the largest distributor in comics and graphic novels, Diamond, has filed for bankruptcy. What this means is small presses like Black Panel Press, who are owed money by Diamond, will not get that money for the most part. And Diamond owes Black Panel Press quite a bit of money for sales of their books. It's detrimental. Black Panel Press has been around for me every time I've had a crazy idea that I wanted to turn into a book, and they're just wonderful to work for. They're a great small press that really allows authors and illustrators to take the reins of the project and kind of just dive into it and explore their own creativity. They publish books that larger publishers don't seem to be willing to take risks on. They're making books that are about art, okay? And unfortunately, because of some bad business mistakes by our distributor, it could all kind of come crumbling down. Larger publishers can handle this. Smaller publishers can't. When all of your books are sold and paid for, and then your distributor says, "I'm sorry, we're not giving you the money for that," then all the income is gone. And so we really need help. Black Panel Press really needs help if they're going to be able to stay afloat. We're going to be dependent on our readers and on people who just want to help out independent publishers that are doing great books and helping artists and authors along the way. So consider contributing, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm Allison, and I worked on a Pillbug story with Andrew, and we had a really good time working together. It was very exciting to get to publish this book because it's not didn't fit into any sort of specific category from what I understood after talking to different editors and publishers. And Andrew was super open to it and excited about it.
Hi, my name's Luke Milton. I'm the artist and writer of Animals Rule This Land, as well as the upcoming book, He Lost His Keys in Space, with my co-creator, Lizzie Lang. Animals Rule This Land, unfortunately, was affected by the Diamond bankruptcy. It's one of the books that's been tied up. All our royalties are tied up in that case, which is really unfortunate because working with Black Panel has been absolutely fantastic. And we're really proud of that book. I'm really excited to share our next book and hopefully even more down the line. So we definitely want to see Black Panel thrive and keep operating. So any help at all anybody can give to resolve this situation would be absolutely wonderful, and we'd be forever grateful for that, just so that everyone can get back on their feet and keep producing new work and new stories and be all positive and happy about it all again. So thanks everybody in advance, and hope to continue sharing lots of new stories.
Hi there, Alan here. Over the past year or so, I have been helping Black Panel Press with their digital marketing concerns. I've been posting on Instagram, I've been helping draft a few email campaigns, and so far I love working here. Why? Because I love the graphic novels, and I would like to get the titles to as many people as I can because they have exceptional titles from exceptional artists. For example, like Jimi Hendrix, a recollection of the early years of Jimi Hendrix in comic form, with great art, with great storytelling, or Al Capone even, Capone the Gangster. I mean, such great titles. That is why I love working for Black Panel Press. Click the button on this page if you can support us. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
All right, so quite the statement from Black Panel Press. I didn't realize it was going to be a 8-minute video when we watched it, but I wanted to let it play through because I wanted to hear what the creators had to say, because they're in a similar boat that I am in, right? Antarctic Press was distributed. We don't have distribution. I'm not sure. I believe that Antarctic Press did get paid from Diamond, so lucky on that end, I guess. As far as I'm aware, that's the case. But still leaves us without a home, without distribution. And Phil, you had brought up a little earlier that a lot of people did really depend on that. And
Yeah.
when that monkey wrench got thrown in, it fucked up the whole machine, brother. You know what I'm saying? And keep the answer short, okay, guys. But what did you think about what you just heard, Phil?
Well, I not much I can say. Some of this is cutting out on me because my browser's kind of freezing up. But I really feel for everybody that's going through that right now, and I wish they would have had some alternative routes planned out a little bit. Instead of relying on that, what I would call a mainstream method. I'd like to see people get back to the DIY style of it, just like music did when they were dealing with the major brands and stuff. And they having a hard time dealing with that. They just they pivoted and they're like, okay, we'll do this ourselves. We'll put it out there. We'll set up a spot where they can grab our stuff at. We'll do all this. A lot of them were much happier because they were getting a much larger piece of the pie than if they were going.
Locke, what do you think, man? Any comments on what you just heard from those creators?
I mean, I feel for them. I wasn't like, I knew there would be problems when Diamonds was starting to shut stuff down, but I didn't know it would be this big of a dent. That's really what that was. And we're going to see a lot more of it. That's all I can say. All we can do is, if we can, like I said, if we can save comics, we can. But after all this, I think the comic industry is now very weary with the big distributor. They become monopoly and all that stuff. And I'm hoping by that time, in 2 years, maybe 3 years time, that it'll be a completely different industry. There'll be pathways for local comic shop to buy stuff, but it won't be the same. That's all I can say, is it won't be the same. That's what I know. Like, change is coming, monopoly, but what it is, I can't tell you. Right? All I can do is just predict.
I'm really I'm really surprised in the now on the 5 years since 2020, and we had that issue with Diamond.
Yeah.
When all that started, man, everybody was already, I mean, it's like they've forgotten already or something once it was back in gear, but everybody was starting to prepare to move a different direction and come up with different methods. And they didn't pursue it when we saw that there was Diamond could be an issue in the first place, especially with the monopoly they had. And 5 years, and nobody was doing anything after they were already fed up with Diamond. So I
don't know if they had the power to do any of that. I think the only people that did that kind of stuff was DC and Marvel. They had the money and the willpower to do it. It's this, Antarctic Press. I mean, what are they going to do? Print up their own catalog, distribute it, find ways to all the LCS and stuff. Yeah, Diamond had the database. Like the people that I think made out okay right now, like from the indie, was it Coffin, the Lady Death guys, right?
Coffin Comics, yeah.
Yeah. I think they saw it coming and they prepared themselves. They cut themselves, right, from that. And that was a wise choice, right? Other people, like, we human are lazy, right? And a lot of the time, if we got 5 years of pain going through and they saw that, they were ready to do some stuff, then pandemic was over, everybody's like kind of relieved, and it's like, let's get back so we can get some money, let's go back to Diamond. I think that's what people did, was just they had to go back to Diamond. And then you got somebody like this, like the black panels. They don't have that funding to find their own distribution. I mean, imagine getting the people to, like, Larry's going to have to call up every LCS, the local comic shops, see if you can start getting them to buy some of your books one
Yeah,
at a
I'm
time.
gonna make Phil do all the calling for me. Fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. That's perfect.
Hey,
Phil,
that's
with
Sam did a lot of that. He
Yeah.
can show that is a way to go about it, man.
it is a lot of, like, you really do need to manage your time correctly, and I think it can be done. But if you're an LCS and you're getting 50 phone calls a day from different creator, that's not, your day is just trying to get trying to sell comics, right? Trying to pay the rent, right? Because the LCS aren't making, they're not in it to make millions of dollars. They're just, these are collectors that had enough money to start their own shop, right? And that's what I see it as. So yeah.
Well,
yeah,
this
that's
is
my
it,
show.
guys. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Of course, we all feel for these creators. Consider backing the GoFundMe link. If I can find that, I'll throw it into the description of the video. I want to thank Locke and Phil for chiming in on this one. And guys, just so you know, I too am suffering from this diamond fallout. So if you want to go ahead and back our Kickstarter, we implore you to do so. This is how we get Nyobicomics into your hands right now. And it's sort of like the best way to support your favorite creators is by going to their crowdfunding and lending them a helping hand, or their GoFundMes, or whatever it happens to be. And also, by the way, stay tuned from a word from our sponsor. All right, guys. Today's sponsor is me. That's right, Austin. It was me. It was me all along. And of course, what we are talking about today is the Nyobi Outbreak number 4 Kickstarter, live for the next 28 days of the time of this recording. And hopefully you guys jump on this nice and early. We have 10 great variant covers to choose from. I'm going to quickly show you now what we got going on. Man, this is the 4th installment of a 5-part miniseries. We're coming near to the end, coming to the conclusion. Now is the perfect time to jump on. Cover A by Juan Antonio Altaveras. Cover B by LC Faritas. Cover C by Locke Wynn. Cover D by Antarctic Press founder and legend Mr. Ben Dunn. Bucket list artist for cover E, Ali Garza. Keith Garvey, Zenoscope legend. We got Narcilio Souza with the Dance Till You Drop set. Here's a great one featuring the girls partying it up downtown style in their super heroic clothing. Here we got them in their civvies. And here they're feeling a little hot, a little spicy. And we have from Image Comics legend, John Stinsman, known for his work with Evangeline, Team Youngblood, Scarlet Crush, and Lady Pendragon, coming over here with Nyobi for this epic battle cover. We have it on digital. We have it on physical. We have everything that you need, everything that you're missing. It's all right here. And on top of that, the complete catch-up bundle, man. Go back years past. We've been doing this now for a decade. Lots to catch up on. Lots of artwork here to check out. Some of the great pages by Juan, by Dan Overa with the colors, man. We also have the cosplay edition available for you as well, with Nyobi cosplaying as the one and only Chung Li. Do you want to see my kung fu? We have signed books. These Jamie Tyndall books, they're sold. But the John Stinsman books, we still have some of those available. Jump on these right now before they're gone. Same thing with the Nyobi cards. As you can see, sold. Sybil is available. Sold. 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 So one of the cards is still left as of the time of this recording. I can't promise 5 minutes from now it's still going to be there. I can't promise you that. So if you want it, want original art, now is the time. If we hit these accolades with the funding, we will unlock those stickers from Art Victim, from Warren Brown, from Giselle. And again, man, we have everything you need to catch up from Nyobi 1, from way back 11 years ago, to number 2, to Birthright, to Steph Wilson variants, to Nyobi Origins, Nyobi Outbreak 1, Nyobi Outbreak 2, Nyobi Outbreak 3, with names you know, like Keith Garvey, Mike DeBuffalo, John Stinsman, Jamie Tyndall. The list goes on. Guys, if you never jumped in, now is the time. Also, we have Nyobi, the trade paperback, if you want to binge read, and my newest series, the first 2 issues available, Savage Sin #1 and #2. Get it in a combo pack. Get a discount, guys. 28 days remains. Right now, as you can see, we have 121 backers at the time of this recording, with 7,044 Canadian dollars raised, which is about $2.26 US. So help me afford a Happy Meal and be a backer today.